Hello, this is Modern Master Art, and this is my drawing, photorealistic drawing of a mother and daughter. And you'll find when you actually look at the photograph of this, when I compare it to the actual drawing itself, you'll see that this drawing is sharper than the photograph. Now, that wasn't hard to do because it was taken in a black and white mode, and the picture doesn't have a lot of detail on it compared to most digital photographs now. So what I wanted to do originally was sort of make it a bigger drawing, but owing to the fact that if I'd have made it any larger, you would have seen the imperfections on the picture as well, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to draw it at a size that was big enough so you could see it clearly, but not too big that it took away from the detail of the actual drawing. So I think this took me about 17 hours if I remember correctly. And as usual, you'll find that I'll start as an artist with being right-handed. I start from left to right because what you don't want to do is go over anything that you've already coloured and smear it with your back of your hand or your elbow or anything like that, particularly when it comes to graphite and soft graphite like that, because that really does smear. So you'll notice that I've taken a long time just doing the top left-hand corner, and that's because when you're drawing anything, if I can get the darkest portion of the picture done, it's easier to work out the colour gradient or the tone gradient and shading of the rest of the picture. If you do something light and you draw the light bit first, you'll find most of the time that when it comes to doing the darker sections on a drawing, you've done the picture much too light. So if you have the darker bits done first, it's much easier to work out how to gradate the shading on the lighter areas, which is why it took me so long. And it took me long doing the hair because you can't just pile dark graphite on paper and hope that it works. It doesn't work that way with graphite. You have to draw it, and then you have to try and incorporate the detail of the hair into it as well without sort of making it look too rough. So it's hard to get that smooth detail. So as you see it now, you'll see I'm sort of layering up the colouring on the top. So you have to use different pencils for this. I tend to start off, if I'm doing shading like this, I'll use a lighter one like a HB or a sort of 9H, 8H pencil, which is really hard graphite, and it's very light, so you can layer it up bit by bit. And then I'm gradating now into sort of doing the flesh tone on the girl and the glasses. So this is all about building it up again, and you have to be very delicate with flesh. You can't just colour it and smudge it and hope for the best. Again, this actually starts off, I do not use my finger to smudge it. I actually use the lightest colour pencil possible, the lightest tone, so it'd be like a 9H pencil, and then I'll start on the flesh around the edge and the edges, and then work my way inwards to try and connect the dots, so to speak. So I'll do it very lightly, then I'll do another layering of shading on there until eventually I can put some darker tones, and I can put the details and features like the eyes and the nose, the shading under the chin, and then I can get to the edge and then work out again the gradation for the shading for the hair. So the hair always takes a long time. It takes longer on lighter hair than I think it does on darker hair, because obviously it shows more detail and there's more, you can see more individual hairs I think with lighter coloured hair. So trying to draw that in there then, and then obviously on, as you can see, you're trying to make that distinction between the clothing and the hair as well. So it's trying to make sure that you make it as true to the picture as possible without actually blending it in with other details and losing sort of the details of the clothing and the hair. So I really enjoyed this. This is one of my favourite portraits I've done, but I love portrait work anyway, so thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to Modern Master Art. Check out my website, modernmasterart.com. And I'm on Facebook under the same name, Modern Master Art, Instagram, YouTube obviously, and guess what, I'm now on TikTok. I know, it's got to be done, it's where people are watching the vids, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.